Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in to Ajucana, the Advanced Racing Analysis. I hope everybody's safe, especially in this lockdown caused by the coronavirus and taking all the precautions necessary. So Watkins Glen was a good selection for the track for the Indycar's iRacing event, and I enjoyed it very much, a lot more than the F1 race, mainly because every single driver in the IndyCar race at Watkins Glen, you can see them being on the IndyCar track. You can see them being on the IndyCar race. I mean, compared to the drivers in the F1 race, and some of them were racers, yeah, but they have no name recognition to me, so they don't mean nothing to me. So when I see them driving, they don't really mean nothing to me. Even just not the racers, but some of the drivers, they didn't have any much name recognition. Yeah, so I guess that's, not that they're bad racers, but it's just that I don't know them much. I don't know how they race compared to IndyCar. The caliber of the drivers they are, so it meant a lot more. Every single pass, so everything meant a lot more. So it was emphasized. It was emphasized. So because this is virtual, you kind of have to depend on the spectacle comes from depending on the reputation of the drivers to build up the drama for you. So I think IndyCar had that. I think IndyCar missed a trick there. I think they should have convinced Alonso to join in. I mean, maybe they asked him, maybe he just didn't want to, but I don't know. Maybe they should have tried harder. So him joining would have been even a bigger spectacle than it already was. But so far, I think that's a bigger spectacle, even than the F1 race and bigger than the IMSA race for me. Karam is seizing the moment right now. He doesn't have a full-time ride anywhere, and at least not in any top-level series. But he's really seizing the moment. He's making his name known, so he's building the most. He's building himself up the most. I wonder if he could talk himself into getting into the Formula One e-racing. So hopefully he could do that. I mean, I wonder who he's got to talk to. He definitely got the skills to do it. So but maybe they might say he doesn't have a. The only thing is that they might say he doesn't have a super license. But he does. He has the speed. And all those racers don't necessarily have a super license. So I think he just has to want to be in for them to include him in, and for them to see them as okay, a possible guy. So I wish maybe that's one thing he needs to try to do. In the IMSA race, he was third. He was running third, but then at the last minute, he fell down to fourth, and and he was the top runner, and everybody bought. He was the top runner in any other make because the top three were all BMWs, so he was the podium for BMW, but then he fell down to fourth, so he didn't make the podium. But he won the IndyCar race, so so he was fourth, and now he's first, so that's definitely very good. So he's definitely building up his resume. So during the broadcast, they mentioned that, so since he's so good, could he be that good in a regular car compared to a Will Power? I know there was that discussion going on. They said that because he has the time, he's younger, he has the time to tune up his racing rig and make it as good as it can be, and he has the time to practice. So they were saying that, well, he would have that same discipline and diligence in a regular car, in a regular Indy car. And they mentioned that, somebody like Will Power doesn't have the time to do that, but he at the track he could do that. He has the time to do that. But Karam, the truth is that he never really had a chance. He never had a proper crack at Indy car. He had one. He's had only one full season, and even that was not every single race. So I think it was the money from him winning the Indy Lights Championship, and then they tried to find sponsors that would add on to that to build up to a full season. So even though it was with Ganassi, it was not actually, there were races missing. I think he missed like 2 or 3 races that year, and and because it was not, it was always kind of limbo. I think he never really had a fair shot at IndyCar. He just never had a fair shot. People say he crashed too much, but he really just wanted to win. But he never had a fair shot at IndyCar. And in Formula One, I can't think of any single GP2 driver and now Formula 2, the current Formula 2, who won the lower league, who won GP2 in the first shot, or who won Formula 2, well, Formula 2 since 2016, 2017, at the first try, and who never had a Formula 1 ride. So every single driver that has won GP2 at the first try has always had pretty much a Formula 1 ride. So compared to IndyCar, there's many drivers who won Indy Lights in the first shot, but they just didn't get an IndyCar ride. But hopefully he does get one shot. But I don't think. But I think this might be it for him. The same thing happened to Alex Lloyd. I remember Alex Lloyd back in the day. I think he was 2006 or 2007. He won Indy Lights. I remember Jean-Claude Vernet. So he never had he won his first race. He never had the full shot IndyCar either. So then he became a sports car driver, and I think now he's a touring car driver. So those are people IndyCar has missed out on. That could have been stars. On IndyCar's website, it's showing Detroit as the first race, and because they moved the Indy 500 to August, but personally, I'm a little skeptical about that because Detroit being the first race, he has that, how can I say it? It risks being canceled. So I just don't want Detroit being canceled because, hey, I'm in Detroit. So I hope they don't cancel it. I think this is just, okay, granted, it's at the end of May. So, it might make it. So we have all of April coming. This is all April coming and mostly all of May. But the thing is that right now, when I go to Belle Isle, I don't see nothing being set up. There's no material. There's no grandstands being set up. There's no barriers being set up. There's no fence. There are no fences being set up. Nothing is being set up. So that has me worried right now. But normally you will see stuff, trucks bringing stuff little by little, and then by the time the race gets in, everything will be set up. But right now there's no material at all. So this is a little unsettling that Detroit is the first race on the calendar and there's nothing being set up. And especially that here in Detroit, the coronavirus is really doing a number. So hopefully, something happens quick, we get this down together, and, the whole country. So hopefully it gets better. I expected a bit more social media presence from IndyCar, especially now that they have Roger Penske as their owner. He's a savvy marketer, and he has pretty much everything at his disposal. Sure, I know that a lot of people are out of work, and you don't want to keep paying people for not doing much, but one or two solid guys could give IndyCar all the social media presence they need. To be like the go-to, the number one social media platform in racing right now. So one or two guys could do that. I could do that, I think. Yeah, I could do that. So I wish IndyCar would be more, have more social media presence. So because now it's not about racing, it's just about, how to sell yourself. And IndyCar can market itself as well as any other series. On IndyCar's website, I went there a few days ago and I saw, because I thought that they might have the results of the iRacing race at Watkins Glen, but they didn't. But they have the championship, the championship leaders, the 2020 championship leaders, and it's just, sure, there's no race, but they have them listed, all the IndyCar drivers listed in alphabetical order. And it says first, I guess, because they have them, it's supposed to be the championship leaders, but they have them listed in alphabetical order because there's no race. And first is Marco Andretti. And he's a perennial midfield runner. And second, Oliver Askew, he's a rookie, so he hasn't had nothing to speak of. And then you have Sebastian Bourdais, he's a four-time champion, but he's pretty much out of IndyCar, at least for now. And he's a part-timer and he might not get to race depending how many races they get in IndyCar. So, but you know, I mean, what do you get for being champion, or what do you get? What does your team get for being the team's champion? I don't know. They should be listed by the championship result from last year, from 2019, or at the very least, they should be listed by the team, the team's championship. You know, team's championship, first team, second team, the drivers like Formula One did. So I don't understand why they didn't take that opportunity at least to showcase the top drivers. So the top drivers, it should be, you know, Joseph Newgarden, Simon Pagenaud, and on. But it's not. You showcasing people who will not have a crack at the top three. You know, like Alba Asco could, maybe Marco Andretti could. I don't want to dismiss him, but in previous years, especially for Marco Andretti, he has not been there. And Alba Asco, you know, all respect to him, he's a rookie, so he has done nothing. And Bourdais, he's good, but he's not going to be in the league. At least he won't be making a championship run. So they should have him listed at least by championship finishing order. I definitely feel that should be the way it goes. Well, you know, I hope we get to racing, and we hope things go well for the whole country, for the whole world, and I hope everybody stays safe. So thank you for watching, and I will make sure I have a lot more videos coming up, so stay tuned. So please subscribe, comment, and like this video. Thank you.